Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Fox316 and this is an actual playthrough. Holy crap, I'm actually doing a playthrough again of The Division. As you can see, I have already beaten the game, level 30. I've gotten all the items and everything, but we're not going to talk about this character right now. We're going to actually start fresh for beginners out there who are looking to play The Division and maybe hopefully seeing, if this game is actually worth it. In my opinion, it is. But we're going to start with an alt character. As you can see, this character here has, superior high-end weapons and stuff like that. So, I'm getting in toward the end game, quote-unquote end game of this game right now. As like 2 weeks. For 2 weeks it's been like this. So, without further ado, we're going to begin the game. I'll show you guys some tips and stuff to survive the mean streets of New York City. So, this is on PC, by the way.
You know, this Black Friday, you can sleep in.
All over the region.
Retailers are calling this their 149,000 stores offering sales in the
cash sales changing hands starting
New York, and we know because
hit the stores. The flu season is off to its earliest start.
Appears to be a previously unknown variant of the flu, suspected case catching many experts off guard.
Today I was feeling like maybe
Back on the breaking news, leading with unconfirmed reports of a smallpox
outbreak is a highly rehearsed scenario.
And National Guard units converging on a hospital in central Manhattan.
Closed. It's smallpox is a very real danger.
More than Ebola.
not enough vaccines.
Let me stop you there. This is not a panic situation.
An entire American city
known as the Green Poison, Central Park has been converted to a mass burial ground.
Power outages, gas line leaks, fires. The government
We're expecting another night of widespread looting.
people of New York are begging for
What would have?
any available units. Fire and house in the
Our first responders are either dead
No resources available.
or treated like animals.
It's not our job. We're not trained for that.
So,
We were activated. We knew the situation was bad. Worse than anyone knew.
this game,
We're an elite, highly skilled group of embedded agents. They only call us when everything else has failed. We have no rules. We have no limits. Our job is to protect what remains.
We are your co-workers. We are your neighbors. We might even be your friends.
But when we get the call,
We leave everything behind.
we are.
The Division.
so, like I said, this game is grounded in reality. It's really good. And for shame, the game industry actually plays anything in reality, right? So, the one thing I have to say is that the character customization is kind of limited in scale, and that's kind of sad. So you can pick, usual male or female, which is no big deal. So select male for this one. We have a ton of faces here. Yeah, skin tone, iris colors, and stuff like that. So what we're gonna do, you can move around. I'm using, I'm playing on PC. I'm using a pad, a PS4 pad. So we're gonna get him some awesome aviator glasses. Now, the funny thing about this game is that in my first character, the female character, looks like Claire Redfield. So we're gonna make this guy Wesker. As you can see, this is kind of a Wesker hairstyle of sorts. So there's a lot of Easter eggs and such. That's not Wesker-ish, that's Wesker-ish. Have Wesker have a beard, but we're not. You can't go absolutely blonde with it. But you can go like a dirty blonde. But yeah, like I said, there's very limited styles of what you can do and what you can't do. Which is rather unfortunate. That's the only thing that's limiting this game, as far as I'm concerned. So I think we're gonna pick number 7. Looks eerily similar. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the same as like the actual Wesker character, but I believe technically his eyes are now red, and we don't have red on here. So we're going to put blue. So there's that. Let's go to, there's like scars and more paint, you know, tats. We don't want that stuff. Could make the professional too. It's also another one. So I mean, it's not exactly like it, but like I said, I wish there was more customization in terms of this. So,
Intelligent System Analytic Computer is activated. All ISAC systems are confirmed online. Take cover at the marker to begin weapon verification.
this is a tutorial area, as you can see. This is Brooklyn, and Brooklyn is a really basic level. It's the training grounds, and of course a couple of friends online too. So this game is third person and requires you to pretty much shoot and cover, if you like those kind of games. So this is the tutorial, and if there's anything they don't really explain, I'll probably go over it. But I think the tutorial is actually fine. So like with any other game, like Mass Effect, if you guys have played Mass Effect or not, you can duck and cover. So you just walk over here, tap A.
Weapon test initialized. Open fire at the highlighted targets.
The aiming is very easy. I'm using left trigger and right trigger, so...
Primary weapon test successful.
So we have a sidearm. And it says double tap Y to equip sidearm. Double tap Y.
Weapon test initialized. Open fire at the highlighted targets. Sidearm test successful.
Cool thing about the sidearm is that it is infinite ammo.
Welcome aboard, Agent. This is Louis Chang, Northeast Section Commander of the Division. You have been activated because Brooklyn has become dangerously unstable. Isaac has updated us with your progress.
See, now it looks like Wesker from
Proceed to the
afar.
nearest safe house for your full
Close up,
loadout.
not so much. So, there's going to be markers on your map. This one right here, I think it's of a bullet. It looks like an eye, but it's a bullet. And that will automatically recover everything. They're actually scattered throughout instances and other areas as well. Very rarely in the actual open map. I don't think there's anything else here. I mean, you can go explore Brooklyn, but...
It's been a while. Looks like some... Oh shit, oh no.
Brooklyn is a pretty big mess. Let's see how far we can go before we continue onward with this. Like, you can just see the scope of this game. We'll go into that later. Okay, so you can actually travel this whole entire area. I haven't really explored Brooklyn, per se. So this is going to be like a tutorial / exploring Brooklyn. We have the bridge right there, which is pretty cool.
Please
This
don't
goes on for miles, which is pretty sweet. Unfortunately, there's really nothing else you can do here. You can go through the tunnel here, which is pretty cool.
Most people never would have helped.
So there is a mechanic in this game called cover to cover, and it's actually pretty cool. So let's do this. As you can see, your A button will be here. What you want to do is there's going to be a line, a waypoint, and you're just going to hold the A button down, or the X button, and you can snap to cover. Do it again, snap to cover. Now, what you can also do, in this case, let's say...
Agent, I've confirmed that your fellow agent Faye Lau has arrived here. Check in with her when you get inside.
You can also cancel the cover by running up and letting go of A. Or X. Jump over this.
You are now entering a safe area.
So once you enter these safe areas, you can't really use your weapons or anything of that nature. You can't switch them out. Just open the door by holding it down, and you'll be in here. As you can see, there's a ton of new players playing right now. So this is a better restock because it actually will restock your grenades. So that's cool. You have a gear vendor here.
Out. You name it, I got it.
And it costs money. They're El Crape weapons right now, but...
Hey, nothing to worry about. I'll see you soon.
You gotta start somewhere, right? So, let's watch a cutscene here.
We're losing this whole neighborhood. Rioters are moving through, in force, headed this way.
Put your people there. I see someone else got the call. I'm Agent Faye Lau, Division. Activated the same time as you, part of the second wave of us going in. I don't know what happened to the first wave, but unfortunately, there's still lots left for us to do. We don't have much intel, and we don't have the luxury of failure. Not with Manhattan under lockdown and Brooklyn on the brink. People like me, and you, we're what's left to hold the line. With any luck, we'll have more to go on once we rendezvous with the commander. More about the situation, about who's turning the streets into a war zone. Anything that's gonna help us do what we're supposed to do. Now, if you'll excuse me, Lieutenant.
Officer Hazen and his team are handling situation reports. If you're looking for a hotspot, that's who you want to talk to.
Complete your activation at the terminal to enable Directive 51 operational status and equipment. Identity confirmed. SHD equipment activated.
When you go to a safe house, there's a couple of things that you're gonna have. Right now, there's currently just this guy, and he gives you intel reports. So those are located on your map as little pentagon things. As you can see, there's a few of them here, which is pretty cool. So I usually, when you play the game, there's going to be more than just 3 of them, sometimes 4, sometimes 5. Along with other things called encounters and other things which we'll talk about when we get to the post office. But for right now, there's 3 of them here. I would suggest maybe starting off with this one over here.
Agent, those rioters have stolen a crate of morphine. Probably gonna try and sell it or use it. We've got people in real pain who need those drugs. See if you can recover that crate.
So you'll get a little side mission intel on what's going on in that mission. There's also this one to rescue civilians. This one I think is just retrieving food supplies. So these 3 will tell you the basics of what the game is. And if you like repetitiveness, congratulations. This game is pretty repetitive in its nature. However, just it's interesting enough to keep going with it, and especially getting all the achievements and stuff like that. So we have an ability here. We have a skill, and there are 3 skill trees. You can mix and match whatever you want. And for my other character, she's more of a medical healer, so she has a bunch of skills into this tree. Tech is sort of DPS-wise, and security is definitely going to be tanky. We're going to make Wesker a tank. This is a ballistic shield, which will he'll equip, and it'll absorb damage. So it's sort of like a bubble of sorts, except it doesn't take like immune damage, but if you play Warcraft. But anyway, so you absorb damage, and you can only use your sidearm when your shield is active. So that's okay. This one has a bomb, which is pretty good. So we're gonna do security. Now on here on the pad, I can just hit the R1 button, and it'll pop right up. But we won't do that yet. So now we're gonna do some missions.
Warning. Now leaving the safe area.
With your PS4 pad controller or
transmissions from locations
keyboard
on
and
the
mouse,
map, so you can get a little more intel on what you're getting into.
what you're gonna do is you can just tap out the L3 and
Agent, Riders took the weekly food supply from the Brooklyn Heights distribution center. They try and sell it back to all the starving people. Plain and simple profiteering on the backs of people who are suffering. Get that food back.
Like I said, this game is gorgeously detailed. And you can just run into here and just check out the area. Like, we're in Brooklyn right now, but if you go all the way over here... Once again, I know I'm going out of the way of playing the actual missions. Look at that. You can see the city. You can see the World Trade Center. You can see a lot of things from here. So, this is where the game actually takes place. But we're in Brooklyn, so... yeah. If you're around the New York area, you know, all these landmarks will be familiarized with you and you'll understand it. For people who don't live around this area, this game could be a little bland, but this is set in reality. This is a alternate reality where this virus has just caused so much chaos in New York that has rendered it just completely terrible.
Agent, we've gotten word of a hostage situation at a bank.
We'll go down there in a second.
Looks like you'll have to go through the subway tunnel to access the building.
If you like running, this is your game.
Move in and minimize the damage.
There's no mounts, there's just running. So...
missing supply crate located.
We got our first Jokers here. Once again.
It's the welcome wagon.
We'll just run to cover. Now, the cool thing about this game...
Where are the freaking antivirals?
You can actually shoot through the windows. Which is pretty nuts. That's attention to detail. Once again, hit the right trigger to shoot. And... it provides them cover. And does stuff. So you can actually double tap the X button to do that. Now you'll get this little prompt right here, and if you hold the right stick, you can actually move back and forth. You don't have to pop into cover that much. You can just do this.
Area secured.
By holding the gun out. So just shooting randomly. So yeah, once you're in cover, you can actually just keep holding the right stick, and you'll keep moving around it. Once again, duck to cover.
Confirmed. Pickup marked. GTF notified.
Sparrow 5 here. We're approaching your position now.
So, this is one of the missions in the game where you have to just wait out a horde of
hostile forces
enemies. And we'll take care of these guys accordingly. Now,
shoot 'em out of there.
Your biggest objective is, of course, to go for the headshot. Headshots are good. The attention to detail also shoots out the rearview mirror, which is pretty cool. If you go close, you can just melee them if you like. by tapping the right directional on the D-pad, we'll use your skills. That one is first aid, and first aid will heal you up. So, about the cones on the top left here with the radar.
Confirmed. Sparrow 5 is on site and ready to engage.
The one that's really near you, that means they're close by. The one that's far away means they're in distance.
Great work, Agent. We'll get those drugs back to the wounded where they'll be used properly.
On your mini-map, there will be indicators, and those indicators will show you where things are. So we just got an M4, which is actually pretty sweet. And we can't really do anything right now with that. So, but that has more DPS, as you can see. This is an RPG of sorts. So we have a little bit more DPS. But right now, we're not looking good as far as armor is concerned. So, a thing about armor in this game, you always want to procure the items on site. Don't ever buy them, and there's a good reason, because you want to keep your money. I think we... okay. Equip the silencer onto that. So there are mods, so you can just hold the X button down to mod it. And you can mod different items, and you can change the various DPSs or reduce threat, which we don't want as far as a thing goes. Alright, so there's also another thing in this game called, I call it disenchant, but you can deconstruct the items. You never want to sell items, period. That's the absolute worst thing you can do, is to sell items. You want to disenchant these things, and the reason why is because you're going to be gearing up for the end game of level 30 when you start the game. So, just deconstructing it, getting fabric. This MP5 is useless to me now. Weapon parts. So you get like these different parts and stuff like that, and quite honestly, they're going to be useful, trust me. You're going to have a huge bundle of them, and at the end you're going to be rolling different stats and stuff like that for high-end weapons. So, we'll go to our map. I think there's a hostage situation right here.
Agent, we've gotten word of a hostage situation at a bank.
The waypoint marker is actually pretty good in telling you where to go. However, it will not tell you everything. There are alleyways in New York that you can shortcut through avenues, and you definitely want to be on the lookout for that, and it'll cut your time dramatically. Instead of going down one street and out the other street. New York City blocks are very serious. So, you just, you know, tap the B button. I think I'd hold it down, but you can just tap it, I think. And you'll climb up stuff. So, yeah, you just tap it. If you hold the sprint button,
hostile presence detected.
Going up a ladder or going down a ladder, you'll go a lot faster. So let's see if we can try to get really close to them. If you're out in the open, you'll get exclamation points on them, and that means they've seen something. So as long as you're not seen, you won't be able to do that. So if you kept it on, then they'll start attacking. But since this is a smart thing to do, we'll just do this. They will stagger. Oh.
Area secured. Hostiles neutralized.
Another cool thing is you can actually shoot through this glass to hit enemies. As you can see, made a little bullet hole, or a little glass bullet hole. It's very useful.
Nice work shutting that down, Agent.
Finally! Oh, thank you so much. That was terrifying.
We are all so
no, I need to get
level
the hell out
2.
of here.
Nice. There will be chests in the game, and those chests will be randomized items of, I think, green and blue, sometimes purple quality. I've not seen a yellow chest yet with high-end items. But these are scattered throughout the world. I'm just equipping them right away. So we had the M4, and we're going to show you the shotgun now. Assault rifle is a lot better on DPS, but shotgun, get up close and personal, blast their face off. So what you want to do is just keep deconstructing these items. And I think the next one is close by. This shotgun has 5 rounds. Some shotguns only have 2 rounds. We have ballistic shield, but we don't have a use for it yet. Sometimes you might want to use ballistic shield, like during that fight that we had before. Definitely want to ballistic shield at certain times. So the game actually does change from day to night, as you can see. There will be snowstorms, which will reduce visibility dramatically, which are actually pretty cool. There's also other weather effects that will happen. As you can see, the snow particles are floating in the air.
Agent, rioters took the weekly food supply from the Brooklyn Heights distribution center. They try and sell it back to all the starving people. Plain and simple profiteering on the backs of people who are suffering.
As you can see, this guy right
Get that
here
food back.
is gonna get a fistful
kind of
of shotgun. Search this guy.
Missing supply crate located.
Switch out our bag. When you are sprinting, you can actually hold down the B button, and it will parkour up to that really quickly. It's a lot easier, and then you can continue sprinting onward. You don't have to tap the button, just make sure to tap it once, and just keep going.
Approaching marked location.
Okay, so we're gonna get up close with these guys too. You can sneak right behind them. Look at that.
Area secured. Hostiles neutralized.
So these guys will actually drop items. So as you can see, there's a thing called Simple Beanie, and that's actually a hat accessory. If you go into your inventory and go to Appearance, you can actually equip this hat. In this case, all items are pretty much universal. So as you can see, I have Phoenix credits, which we won't talk about right now, but you can switch it out, and look, Wesker's got a beanie on, but there's different hats and different styles. There's scarves, and we'll talk about the customization of the characters later on. Right now, we're not going to do that. Oh, let's mark this for the JTF, which is the Joint
Warning.
Task Force.
Hostile forces approaching.
Let's say we take care of these guys. 1 down, 2 down. Shotgun's low. Just gimped from that distance. It's so much fun.
Confirmed. Pickup marked. GTF notified.
Great work, Agent. We'll get that food back to the people who need it.
Got some way better armor. So once you're done with all the side missions, you can return back to the safe house to get another quest of sorts. Like I said, the whole entire world is just completely amazing, and everything is very well detailed.
Let's not jump the gun.
Even like you can't like keep doing this forever. There's kind of a point where you can't really necessarily control your character. So there's kind of like a loss of frame or whatever. Just past it. These signs right here, that's when you'll know you're hitting the safe house. It says it's in this direction, which it is.
Hey, what you need?
Always get ammo.
Best in the bar right here. Ah, it's cool.
Fantastic work, Agent. I think you put the lid back on this place just when it was about to boil over. We all thank you.
So get level 3.
And I wanted to say personally that I've lived
Hey, you
in
gotta
Brooklyn
see
my
this.
whole life.
You name it,
So what
I
you've
got
done
it.
means a lot to me.
Some
Hey,
machine guns.
maybe
are
I'll
fun
see you
too.
again.
But like I said, we don't need to get everything because we're going to procure our weapons on site, and that's the most important thing. So, we're going to talk to you guys now about dungeons or instances.
You just earned yourself a cold one.
Instances are 4 players, if you can find 4 players, or it could be 3 players. And they're a little bit more difficult because there's a lot more enemies on the in that section. As you saw, there's only about a few here and there. So this is going to be the police precinct.